Good afternoon, everybody. And how is everybody doing today? Welcome. I'm very glad to have all of you here on this, I hope, very good day. Greg, Red Mage, Luca, Jay, I think Greg again under a different name, but I don't know for 100% certain that Barry is not streaming as Greg, but I think it's Greg. And Niv. As well as anybody who's just hanging around, not being in chat, but just enjoying. How is everybody doing today? I'm so pleased to have you all here. If I sound like I'm a little bit further away from my mic, the reason for that is I'm a little bit further away from my mic. The reason for that is that I currently have a cat sleeping against my chest, and if I move, I will disturb him, which, as we all know, is illegal. It is illegal to move when you have a cat sleeping on you, and I don't want to break the law. No, Josh, I'm very sad to hear that. I hope I can provide good distraction, because I'm pretty solid with that. Oh, Gummy's awake. Don't worry. Gummy's awake and staring up at me. He's very cute and very good. And he make tiny, tiny scram. Anyway, we're going to get back to Phoenix Wright in just a moment. Let us change this, change this, and there we go. So, I love this game. I love streaming this game. But it has only recently occurred to me how long each trial is. We're still in the second case. And it's not the longest. I am still a little bit disappointed that Phoenix Wright wasn't the 5th Smash character, because I had a good feeling about him. Oh, I know, Luca. I've played all 3 of the mainline games. Why do you think I'm so excited for the great Ace Attorney Chronicles? Oh, that game is going to be so good. But let us continue on our path. This is day 3 of the trial, and according to the completely real rules, a trial has to finish after 3 days. Hi, Lizard. Niv, I just had a feeling about him for this pack. Sakurai has officially said that there will not be a 3rd DLC pack. I'm not convinced. The game is still selling like hotcakes. People are still buying a lot of the DLC. There's still a lot of call for new characters. I think it's a real possibility. I will say this, and this is less likely, but if there is a 3rd DLC pack, forgive me, I hope Sakurai isn't involved. Not because he's bad for the series, but because the man needs to fucking take a vacation. I hope there isn't a 3rd DLC pack, just so that he can actually, rest. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah, one way or another, this case gets decided today. Ah! Phoenix, look! It's my boyfriend. Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor's office yesterday. Huh? I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. It's interesting. So, Edgeworth will always get his guilty verdict no matter what, but just a little bit of clever art here. You can see that Edgeworth doesn't like this. What? Does White have the judge in his pocket too? So, you're saying I'm going to be guilty. End of story. I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Wait, why? How can you torment an innocent person like that? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. Summer, thank you for the Tier 1 subscription for 6 months, my lord. Thank you very much. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth, you've changed. Phoenix? You know him? Yeah, he's my boyfriend. Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix, right? Phoenix? I'm sorry, Summer. Well, court will be starting soon. What? But wait. Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not... Maya, I'm a defense attorney. This is a situation where I can reasonably defend myself. He's not necessarily wrong, Niv, but it's also not the best attitude, especially in a case like this where he knows for a fact that Phoenix is not guilty. What? Okay, let's do this. I say he knows for a fact that Phoenix is not guilty. He doesn't really.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this?
Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself.
Understood. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime.
I see. The prosecution may call its witness.
That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. It probably won't be any good, but in a real court, you want an objection like this on the record, if nothing else. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Ms. Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time, I thought that Ms. May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court.
Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor.
Great, he gets to show off and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Oh, it's better, Luca. That's not a bow. That is just... Oh, bow. I thought you were talking about, like, his tie, because he's got that fucking amazing cravat. But yes, his bow is also super good and super fucking sneaky. You wish to know the title of my personage? Your name. Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse? Name. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. No one calls anybody that. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp. Did you know the victim, Miss Mia Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. Don't I have something that proves that they knew each other? I do, but not in the court records. Heck. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder? Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there. Why tell you what you already know?
Very well, Mr. White. You may begin your testimony.
I can't rip this guy's testimony apart. I'm done for. Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Ho ho ho! I hope you have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Let's see. It was about 9, I believe. I was quietly perusing, that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over.
If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant, I mean Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. So there were no obvious contradictions in what he said, apart from the fact that the person he saw doing the murdering was different from the person the other witness saw. But I don't think that's going to matter, so I'm just going to have to press him on things. At 9 o'clock? What does the autopsy say? It does not give the time of death, which is kind of frustrating. I can't look more closely at it. Anything here? I don't think so. I was quietly perusifying, that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Stitch, no! Let the frog live! I want to press him on that. A bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I assume. We see. Continue. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Spiky-haired? Wait, that's all I got from it? Holy fuck, that's not a lot. What you just said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony. That's the one I had to press him on. Miss May clearly stated that the assailant looked like a girl. I sense an insult coming. I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer. Just what is your eyesight? Counting both eyes? 40. 40? Don't add them together.
I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good.
Hey, whose side is the judge on, anyway? And what did you do then? I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was surprised, of course. What was Miss May doing at the time? She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly. Did you know she'd been tapping the Fae office phone? Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone of this Fae woman. You'd make a good politician, Mr. White. Oh, I know. After all, I am El Presidente. It's Bath. It's been Bath all this time. We never knew.
Please continue.
The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Describe that to me. Because Miss May gave a pretty specific description. Victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. None of that is... That is just a matter of local dialect. I always say inquiry. Can you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course, comprende. I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. Oh ho ho! To the left, you say? You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always absolutely perfect.
Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail.
The victim ran to the left and you gave chase. Aha! But no, she didn't. What the fuck is happening in my chat? I'm so confused. Oh, Beyonce. I don't know Beyonce. I don't know music as a general rule. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran right. Oh, to the left. Cool. That explains everything. Thank you so much, Niv. Oh ho ho! It is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim here. If the victim ran to the left, as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left, I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left? Oh, shit. He did see the victim run to the left, because he was the killer. So from his perspective, she ran to the left. From the perspective of someone looking through the window, she ran to the right. Wait a second.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
Miss May says right, and Mr. White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court?
They are both correct. Both witnesses are telling the truth for once. Ha! I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. Yes, Niv. It seems so wrong. The way you spelt it the first time makes more sense. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel.
Mr. Wright, what do you mean?
Yes, what do you mean he was not viewing the crime from the hotel? If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course.
Hands. Are we the baddies?
Thank you, Lizard. Beautifully timed. More specifically, he was standing here. He was standing exactly where the killer is. This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes in ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Yeah, Edgeworth, that's my fucking point, dickhead.
Order? I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting?
Rapscallion! Postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor.
Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched.
Oh! You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing? The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more?
Very well, let's hear your revised testimony.
Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Actually, you can when you've paid off the court. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. Hang on. Died from a blow. That sounds very much like a single blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? It is, Luca. I love these games.
That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness's testimony?
You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? That's my chance to hit him where it counts. In the fucking balls like he deserves. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were abso-positively perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break.
Yes, quite.
Witness coaching is incredibly illegal. Oh my god. The witness is confused because he's lying. Also, my god, what did he pay you, Judge? I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yo, the crowd's on my side.
Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony.
Crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this now, White.
Mr. White?
Okay. He just looks like a dude now. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. And then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap!
Thwap indeed.
You can't say that.
Very well, you may begin the cross-examination.
Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Looks at the other window. What other way? As in, oh, he looked from his window to here, I guess? That's just really weirdly written. It's not actually wrong. Sure, lizard, enjoy food when you get it. When I heard the thing fall, there's no way he could have... I'm suspicious of that. You heard that thing fall? What exactly was that thing? Huh? Oh, that, the glass light stand. Right. The one that had fallen over at the scene. Phoenix. Doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yeah, there's no way he could have seen that from where he was. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White. Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad.
The witness will revise his testimony.
Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. The thing is, it doesn't look like a light stand. That doesn't look like a light stand. That's just shards of glass. And I've also got this. Yeah, broken beyond all recognition. That's what I fucking need. Even more than the floor plan, broken beyond all recognition, makes it very clear. Mr. White, it was impossible for you to have seen the light stand. What? The stand broke into pieces when it fell. Ooh. Just by seeing the broken pieces, you would have no idea it was a light stand. So tell me, exactly when was it that you saw the stand? Answer the question. Isn't it obvious? I saw the stand before it fell. So, you saw the stand before the victim was attacked then? Correct! That would be no problemo, right? Oh, big problemo. You claimed not to know her. Also, I love that your options are no problemo and big problemo. Oh my god, Phoenix! There is a big problemo. A big problem here. What problem is this? Mr. White, let me make sure I have this straight.
It's all coming together.
It is all coming together. You saw the glass light stand through the window from the hotel before the incident occurred. Correct, that is so. It's conclusive, definitive, undeniable, unimpeachable. No, it's impossible. You couldn't have seen the stand.
What? Why couldn't he? You have proof?
No. The judge accepts your objection as undeniable truth, but would like to point out that so are you. I sure do, Your Honor. A person in the hotel could not have seen the stand before it fell over because of where the fucking stand was. Why do I need to present this as evidence? Look at this.
These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes?
Correct, Your Honor. Now, look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here.
Well?
Note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White? What do you have to say to that?
Ridiculosity!
Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. I've got a terrible feeling I know where this goes, and it isn't as good as we think it is. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Yeah.
Mr. White?
Mr. White. You did it, didn't you? Mr. Your Honor. Miss Mia. Looks like we're about to get our verdict. Knew it. That's far enough, Phoenix, right? Oh shit, it's the music. What? Ugh, forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White. I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now, What? I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap?
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this.
Distinguished members of the court. Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. Because the concept of actual law is foreign to this universe, Josh. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Faye. That's not... That's actually kind of hilarious, Ner.
What does that have to do?
Your Honor, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office, and by whom? No, you wouldn't! Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Faye's office. Am I correct?
Correct! You are most correct, Miles.
Give me a break.
Yes. In order to place the wiretap, I breached the Faye and Company law offices. That is when I saw the accursed light stand.
We know it's not true, but it makes just enough sense.
Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand, at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer.
I see.
However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to that office well before the murder took place, when he went to place the wiretap. He could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. God, Miles is sexy. He's a terrible person, but he's sexy.
You will testify to the court about this wiretapping.
Leave it to me. I feel faint.
It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Faye and Company law offices.
Oh shit! Oh shit, I think I know what to do here.
Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. So, you saw the stand before the night of the incident. And this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over, by the sound. Correct! That is right. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine.
Ugh, what am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Phoenix. Hey, I think I know what to do. The week before the murder. A department store receipt with letters written in blood on the back. I wish I could check the other side of this. Because I feel like the department store receipt is going to be for that light stand, and that it will have been after his supposed time. It's not this. It's not this. There's no information on the wiretap. That's not useful. I think it has to be this. But I'm gonna press him on this. Do you have proof? Miss April May knew the details of Miss Faye's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Right. No, buddy, I'm gonna take a chance here. I might be wrong, but department store receipt seems much too specific. I just pressed him again. That was silly. Present the receipt. I wish I could read it. No. Okay, that's his super generic thing. That means there's nothing. And that means I lose some points. How exactly are the evidence in the segment just now related? They aren't, are they?
Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations.
And yeah, if you do that too many times, you lose the case. Was it really you that went into the office, or was it Miss May? Unidentified fingerprints several days old were found in the Fay & Company law offices. Those were obviously Mr. White's. And if I know Edgeworth, he's already run a check on those prints. Now, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Fay & Company law offices. Done so to place the wiretap. I don't think I can do anything at this point, which is frustrating. Why did you tap Mia's phone? This has no bearing on the current case, Your Honor. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. So when I saw this glass nightstand, I'm just going to press him on everything to see if anything comes up. Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guess it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beautacious thing deserves attention, does it not? Stop with your fake words, buddy. Damn it, there's nothing for me to press him on. Oh well, maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out of him. Interesting. That's interesting. Sometimes you just have to go through all of the things, and then something will happen. This does not seem to be the case here. Oh, don't tell me I've run out of ammo. Tisk, tisk. I'm afraid that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright. The time has come for you to admit defeat. You fought honorably. No more. I can't take this anymore.
Mr. Wright? Are you giving up?
Yes, Your Honor. Phoenix! Phoenix, over here! I know that voice. Mia? Never give up, Phoenix. Mia! Well, we fainted. Where am I? Waiting lobby? What happened? Oh, right. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Ah, you're finally awake. The whole second trial was a dream and Mia's still alive. Yes! And I faint again. Hey, Phoenix! Gak? That's no way to greet an old friend. Phoenix, I want you to look at me. You're... Maya? Didn't you know the Fey women have strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, It appears that was enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers. So, Maya is channeling you, Mia? That's right. I am Maya, but I'm also Mia. Now, I want you to listen to me, Phoenix. Maya never gave up. You can't either. What, Niv? The psychic sister channeled her dead psychic sister. And somehow that gave her, you know, boobles. Yes, Niv. So, like, spirit channeling in this game does bring about physical changes to your body as well. That's what I came here to tell you. Psychic Booba. Oh god. Someone needs to start a band called Psychic Booba. But you don't have much time, Phoenix. Now listen. You've already won. Huh? You have that receipt in your court record, right? Okay, so this needed to happen before I could present the receipt that I thought was going to be helpful. Because Phoenix apparently can't look on the other side of things. Oh yeah. The one you wrote Maya on? Phoenix, White wrote that, not me. So what do I do with it? Look at the front of the receipt. The front? It's a regular receipt. Looks like it's from a famous department store. $1,000? Wow, big spender. Item, glass light stand. Date of purchase, September 4th? September 4th? That's right, Phoenix. I bought that stand the day before I was killed. No, Niv. Impossible and illegal. You can channel Booba or more than Booba, but Booba is the minimum you can channel. Whoa! Now, what did Mr. White say in his testimony? So yeah, I knew the receipt was important. I just hadn't had the thing that lets you turn it over. A week before the murder. Well, you can channel Booba, but also Booba and voice. Booba and voice and personality. Booba and voice and personality and hair. There are several things you can channel, but Booba is number one always. He said he saw the stand the week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Go do it, Phoenix. You know you're innocent. Now you just have to prove it. Right. Fucking... couldn't turn over a receipt?
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. Is the defendant, rather, are you all right, Mr. Wright?
Yes, sorry, Your Honor. I'm fine now.
Then let's start where we left off.
Hey, Josh, that's very mean to sharks. Your Honor, there is nothing to go back to. The cross-examination of Mr. White is finished. All that is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant Phoenix Wright. Ah, Nerf. As if people have law degrees in this universe. Your Honor, please give me one more chance. I promise you, this is the last time I'll ask you.
But, as Mr. Edgeworth has noted, the trial is more or less finished. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an opinion on this matter?
I say, let us give Mr. Phoenix Wright his last chance.
Very well. You may begin your cross-examination.
The beginning of September, was it? Now why... I'm still salty. I know it's a visual novel. Things have to go in their linear order. But I fucking knew it. Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? You're grasping. I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. You know what, Luca? They're still great. They're so dumb. But I love them. The other side? Your Honor, would you tell the court what is written on the other side of that receipt?
Well, a glass light stand. The date of purchase? Why, it's the day before the murder.
You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered the Fay & Company law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there. Well, Mr. White? Can't get out of this one, can you? No, it's impossible. Uh-oh, he's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand there must be quite a bit of pressure on you. But I think you'll agree you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances.
Very well. Then that is all for the trial of...
What the fuck now, Edgeworth? Not so fast, Phoenix Wright. Eh? What? No way can he worm his way out of this one. Oh wait, I forgot. It's Edgeworth. There is a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. Ergo, I would like to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. I need time to make one more inquiry into this matter. Another inquiry? This isn't going to be another one of those updated autopsy reports. This guy just makes up evidence as he pleases. Of course I'm going to object. Mr. White's guilt is obvious. There is no need to prolong this trial any further.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
If anyone is going to call Mr. White to trial, it would be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain whether these new claims have any basis in factual evidence. Nerf, I love that that has become your Edgeworth emote, and it fits so well.
I see. Objection denied.
What?
The completion of the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright will be postponed until tomorrow.
I thought trials could only take 3 days in this stupid universe. No! There's no telling what will happen if I can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure to come up with, or just make up, something. And after Mia showed up to help me and all. Mr. Your Honor, may I go home?
Of course. Thank you for your time.
Ugh. The witness will stay. Mia? Phoenix. Read this note out loud. Mia, what's this? List of people's names in Mia's handwriting. Oh, interesting. Oh god. Cereal is such a good hot summer meal. Your Honor, if I may?
You're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright.
It's not even 2 p.m., buddy. You don't get to go home yet. You bet I am. My life is riding on this one. I almost never have cereal anymore. Because I don't really eat breakfast. but I do miss it. Cereal is like one of the best things you can eat. The memo Mia had given me was a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities, several porn stars. That's when it happened. Stop! Desist! Hold! Please stop! Make him stop! How did you get that list? Mr. White, admit your guilt right here, right now. Oh, Lizard, that's such a good idea. I should keep cereal just as a snack. Or else this list will be released to the press. I confess. I confess. I did it. I hit her. I hit Miss Mia with the thinker. Case closed, Your Honor. I don't know who Little Karibo is, but if they're still playing when we finish, Niv, please drop a link, and I will raid them.
Well, I see no reason to continue this trial. Phoenix Wright is found guilty. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've done it again. That was quite a spirited defense.
I've never seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, but I have heard of it. Yes, Your Honor. I guess you could say that. If only you knew how spirited it was. Oh, Phoenix, your stupid puns and your shark grin. I love you.
Well... The court finds the defense... rather, the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Hey! I believe it's a list of people that he has spied on, that he has blackmailed, and that in some cases he has either murdered or had murdered. That's my understanding of that list.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Blackmail isn't illegal. I'm not sure anything's illegal, Red Mage. Well, no, murder's illegal, and I don't think anything other than that. Correct, Bubbles. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again, but congratulations. You're lucky I was born a Fae. I'm lucky I had both you and Maya on my side. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Phoenix. You risked a lot to help me, and Maya. I won't forget it as long as I live. Yeah, that's quite a statement. My time here is running out. Huh? Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. What? No, there's still so much to say. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll meet again. Chief! Hehe, I'm not the chief anymore. Phoenix, can you come to the office tonight? Say 9 p.m.? The office? I'll see you later. Chief, Mia! You don't know that, Luca. Maybe she's got bone boobs. But I think Niv was pointing out that she's also taller. Well, Nerf, that's an amazing idea. Maybe spirit boobs have bones, Luca. Did you ever think of that? You have spirit boobs? God, Luca, you're so judgmental. Being here, it's hard not to think about that night. You came! Also accurate, Bubbles. Gotta love me some boneless boobs. was kind of worried you might not. Oh, although, speaking of boneless boobs, fun fact, not all, but a lot of primates and a lot of the great apes have a penis bone. It's not entirely clear why humans lost it. But yeah, that's a weird thing that a lot of animals have. Of course I came. I'm glad you're having fun, Luca. Well then, I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger? Mia? Well, you should see your face. Mia? What are you talking about? It's me, Maya. Maya? I mean, it's also worth noting, Lizard, humans have, I believe, proportionally the biggest penis of all of the great apes. It's amazing. Again, no one quite knows why beyond sexual selection, and the two might be related. It's possible that that big old dingus doesn't really work with bone. What, did I look like my sister? Look like you were her. I might be able to use that. Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would you? No, penis bone does not make it bigger. Penis bone just means that erection is much quicker, much easier to maintain. It might in fact be the opposite. It may be that penis bone limits penis size to some extent. Who knows? Yes, but gorillas seem to be doing just fine even with teeny tiny dingus. I'm not sure to what extent my chat is currently tossed. So... Bubbles! Bubbles, that's amazing! Oh. Maya, why are you here? Because of this. See, Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me. Take care of, huh? She means the office. This office. Someone has to help with the new Wright & Co. law offices, right? And who better than me, Maya Fey, reporting for duty. Wait, no, on second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick, Maya here, ready to get down to business, to defeat the Huns. You don't mind me calling you Nick, do you? I mean, they did send us daughters when we asked for sons. You know, Bubbles, you make a good point. You do tend to curse places you come to, but in the best possible way. You know what this means? We're partners. I love the idea that that was Phoenix laughing at Maya. You know, when I think about it, it is Maya's fault I'm here now. But if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail. Wright & Co. law offices. It's got a good ring to it. Yeah. Thanks, Maya. Good luck, Phoenix. I'll always be here, watching, with my bone-in spirit booba. Right, okay, Nick, let's do it. Do what? Burgers, dummy, burgers! There's a great burger joint just down the street. Come on, time's a wasted. Okay, wait up. Josh, she's like 16. god, this introduces the worst recurring character. Okay. I've been streaming for just over an hour, so there's plenty of time to start the next one. Oh no, Bubbles. Oh no, that's terrible. Just because Mia was being suggestive does not mean it's reasonable to think that about Maya, who is A, underage, and even if she wasn't underage, is incredibly naive. But yes, I do also suspect that this game inspired a significant amount of, what's the phrase? Up-high lolly? Fan art. Ah, you have disgraced me again, something samurai. The moon? No, it is you who should gaze upon the moon. For it will be the last moon you ever see. See you in hell, evil magistrate. The warrior's swords gleam and strike in the moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's exciting episode. The Dark Messenger returns. God, that show looks terrible. I really want to watch it. I mean, yes, Lizard, that's exactly what happened. But then, I guarantee you, Rule 34 got a hold of that. Ah, but the thing is, Pearl is such a sweetheart that I can forgive almost anything. That rocked. See you in hell, evil magistrate. Whoa, stop waving that broom around. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here. Of course I'm here. What was that surreal show you were watching? What? Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? You ain't fair, Luca. He's only the most popular TV hero for young people. No, he's not. Not even in a fictional universe is this the most popular TV hero for young people. Young? Like, how young? 10 years old? Then what the heck are you doing getting all excited? Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17, see? I'm a teen. Not like you, Nick. Don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. God, Phoenix is so young. He has so many years left to spend with Miles. Then watch it with me. He's really cool, and it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. I really worry about kids these days. Gramps. Well, the Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time, but no one paid any attention to the Wright & Co. law offices. How am I going to pay the rent this month? If only several people would die and be falsely accused. It would make my life much better. It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. You know, I'm just thinking. He says, how will I pay the rent this month? How did he pay the rent last month? Maya's got no money, and Maya was his only client. How did he get any money? We also know that Larry Butts had no money and didn't pay. I guess. How did Mia make rent? She was also taking clients who couldn't pay. I mean, the only illegal thing is murder, so I guess working in an office where you're behind on rent is technically legal. Phoenix Wright's bedroom, you say? Oh ho ho! Hello? This is Phoenix? Nick! Maya? What? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai! The Steel Samurai got arrested! Huh? You mean the guy on that show? Yes! They're saying that the Steel Samurai killed a villain. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV. Yeah, on TV. No, I mean, he actually did it in real life. He skewered a villain with his samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. It is 2:30 in the morning. I was up until midnight. I've had 40 coffees in the last 4 minutes. Please, just tell me what's going on. Just come to the office. Quick, please, Nick. Maya's here, watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested yesterday. Powers plays the lead role in the popular kids show The Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Oldie Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was also found stuck through the body. Police believe that this was the murder weapon and are investigating further. Yes, Will Powers and Jack Hammer. This has to be a joke. No, 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 it's a nightmare. The Steel Samurai is over. The world is over. Yes, Wright & Co. law offices. Do we not have an office phone that we're using a teenage girl's private cell phone? Oh, Nerf, that's too accurate. What? Nick! It's the Steel Samurai! What? Yes, yes, of course. We'll be right there. Let's go, Nick. Go where? They have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So I've decided this will be our first case. You know, there are several questions, Josh. That is certainly one of them. God, her pouty face is so cute. I fucking love this dude. What's wrong, Maya? It's him, in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. But he definitely did it. Murder. At least once. Maybe twice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you saying? Yes? Something wrong? No, no! It's getting off to a great start. I know. You're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh no, oh no! No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of the Steel Samurai with that mask, I decided I would never show my face in public until the job was over. Yeah, pretty sure the job's over, so no issue there. Alphonse, hello, and thank you for the host. And DRC 2922? Yes, this dude is just straight up Wolverine, but also kind of a softie, which I adore. It's the kids, you know. I don't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. I wonder what they think of the Steel Samurai now. Nick! What? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. Yeah, he didn't do it. Wow, she turned around quickly. Also, does he just have a pipe on his jacket? I don't think I've ever noticed that. Is that like a shitty Nike ripoff? Maybe you could start by telling us what happened. Yes, of course. It seems like it was only yesterday. Actually, it was only yesterday. The cast had come down to Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon. But when 5 came around and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. Oh. That is definitely a hole through his chest. Also, my god, that man has ridiculously well-defined abs. I took off his mask and discovered that it was Jack Hammer, dead. He had been expertly skewered with the samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yes, it's a long spear that the Steel Samurai used as a weapon. That's also a possibility, Josh. Maybe you could explain to me just what the Steel Samurai is? Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? No, it's alright, really. The Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of Neo-Oldie Tokyo, fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate. Although, I guess he did defeat him this time. I see. Neo-Oldie Tokyo? Who comes up with these names? Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studios at 9. We worked through some action scenes until noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5, but I was a little tired. So after lunch I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up it was after 5. I was late for the rehearsal. Oh, you're right, the abs are part of his suit. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder? Some action hero. What will the kids think? I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right. Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Wow, Nick, let's go. I'm willing to bet $10 she asks for autographs. Yeah. Okay. I think we're about to meet the worst character. Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome! Aren't you excited? Hey, you there! This is her. You want in, you gotta go through me. Oh, sorry. We're, lawyers.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's great. I'm security. And it's my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out.
Hi, Zizzy. Gawkers?
Gawkers, sightseers, tourists. Yeah, I know the type. You heard about the incident and came to snoop around. Youths today, something horrible happens and...
I'm not gonna read all this. Nick? Will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. I mean... Here's the thing, Maya. When she dies, you could channel her and become just like her. I don't know, it's possible.
Hey! Listen when you're being spoken to, youths today.
I hate you? I hate you. So, what do you do here at the studio?
At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days...
No, you were a star?
Only a little twinkle between the stars here, I'm afraid, dearie.
Wow.
This place has really gone downhill, you know. But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams.
Hammer was a big star back then, too, he was. Hammer?
The victim, dummy. The evil magistrate. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with.
Tell me about this Mr. Hammer.
What kind of person? Oh, if only you knew.
Jack Hammer will live on in many hearts as the ultimate action hero.
He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series.
Should I have heard of that?
But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. When you were there, you're the murderer in both cases. He got an unlucky break after that. Reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry.
And what if he was an elephant? The peanuts would have been great. Can you tell me about Mr. Will Powers?
He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it. Believe me.
Actually, I think he would be fine.
Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch.
God, you're mean.
That's probably why he thought that the Steel Samurai was his big chance. No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jack Hammer.
You don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty.
Powers? Of course he's guilty. How do I know? I know everything. That's my job.
Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer?
I was standing right here yesterday, I was. I was here from 1 in the afternoon to 5 when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is to the left here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went by here between 1 and 2:30 when the murder took place.
And that person was Mr. Powers?
Yes, I saw him.
But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room.
Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by. He's the killer, you can bet your biscuits on it.
That's not a thing anybody says.
Isn't it about time for you to be heading home? There's nothing to see here, move along.
Actually, we're here at Mr. Power's request.
I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of request, and maybe I'll just let you in.
This lady here thinks she owns the place, obviously. In her defense, she is the security guard. That's kind of her job.
Hello, how was the studio? They all think I did it, don't they?
I don't blame you, Alphonse. That's quite a sentence. No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect. About the security guard at the main gate to the studio.
Oh, the security lady?
She's terrible. She called me suspicious looking.
Yes, actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take off that mask, were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the bigwigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once, and she'll never let up on you.
Well, Zizzy, how else was he going to smuggle his pet hamster into prison? She's got some nerve. Do you think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation?
Of course.
I just hope this will get me past the security lady. But I also want to check on his alibi. Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you?
What? No, I'd never do that.
Earlier, you said you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch?
Yes, like a baby.
But the security lady says she saw you that day. She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime.
What? That's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise.
Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business. I technically don't have any qualifications, and I am a shark who needs to jump into a body of water to rehydrate quite frequently. So I need you to give me every advantage possible.
I know. I'm sorry. But I swear to you on my mama's grave, I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought she saw me.
What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying. Nerf, yes. Ma'am, have a look at this. It's a letter of request from Mr. Powers. Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scrawl. Powers request given to the security lady. To think he would entrust his fate to youths of such unreliable appearance. Really? Really? Anyway, you may pass. But only left from here toward the studios. No going to the right. That's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal, were my instructions. The good detective told me himself. Hey, Nick. Huh? There are maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad. So, okay. Good to have a map. She doesn't know that, Josh. Those are 50 cents apiece, thank you. Nope, they're evidence. 50 cents! She doesn't have anything more to say. Okay.
Hey! Aren't you that murderer from the other day?
Ah! It's that confused detective.
Hey, pal. You know Prosecutor Edgeworth is all upset, and it's your fault. I saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out the window.
So? Hey! If he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. Ooh, Maya. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh no. I'm sorry. No, you're not. Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt.
You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can blame other people all I want, but I know the truth in my heart.
Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here?
Well, we're on this case too, pal.
Oh, hey, you can't just go around saying pal like that.
Thank you, Luca.
That's my endearing character trait.
I'd say he's a character, all right. So, how's your investigation going, detective?
Well, it's... Hey, I can't tell you that, pal.
Nick, maybe you need to be a little bit more indirect with your questions.
Right.
So, detective, mind if I take a look at what you got?
What I got?
The autopsy report. The latest version, if you please.
Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal.
Time of death, 10:15 at 2:30 p.m. Cause, pierced through the chest by a spear. Why did you arrest him?
Simple, pal. The murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now, the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. At that time, there was no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the time of death was 2:30 p.m. Only one person went to the studio between 1 and 2:30. And that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate.
Already done. Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence. Thanks for cheering me up. About the security lady.
Oh, that sweet old lady. What a charmer.
Huh? Are we talking about the same person?
When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee.
Remember what Powers said? She's a sucker for authority.
She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence.
What? What kind of evidence?
Well, that, photo. The photo of the Steel Samurai heading toward the scene of the crime.
What? Who took that?
See the camera up on the gate, pal?
The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign?
Yeah. Whenever someone walks by, that camera automatically snaps a picture of them.
Oh no, Nick! He has evidence! We're finished! Funny, for someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy.
What's wrong, pal? You seem down.
Don't look so happy when you say that.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
We'd like to ask the employees here some questions.
Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already found. Ha ha ha!
I'm glad someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. You're not wrong, Bubbles. Okay, let's look around this area. Hey, there's a camera here.
That's a security camera. It takes photos of people going to the studio. All you have to do is look at the data, and you can see who went where.
There's a number plate on the camera. STU1307. That must be the camera ID number. I'm a little bushed. Maybe I'll take a short rest here.
Hey, good idea, pal.
Detective, aren't you on the case?
Well, yeah, but... Hey, us detectives get tired of standing around too, pal.
But this is the interesting part. The studio mascot. I guess it's a monkey of some kind? Is it? That's not at all the impression I get. But what kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hand. Right to Studio 1, left to Studio 2. What's up with that thing? It looks kind of busted. It looks completely busted, Maya.
Oh, you just said the wind is pretty strong. It took that tree down with it, too.
Detective Gumshoe, what's down the path to the left? Oh, I don't know, Phoenix. Maybe Studio 2. Looks like a tree fell down over the path.
Oh yeah, that way's kinda dangerous. You should stay out, pal. There's nothing down there anyway. That's where Studio 2 used to be, they tell me. They don't use it now, though.
I don't think there's anything else that's useful here. Let's head on over to Studio 1. Or... do I have to examine the gate to Studio 1 before I can go to Studio 1? Apparently. It's locked. Looks like you need a card key to get in. It makes sense that they would want to keep the non-employees out. Heck! Nick, look! That security lady's in the guard station stuffing her face with donuts. I guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough she doesn't need teeth to chew them. Hey, you! Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet? No. She had to make my life harder by giving that photo to Detective Gumshoe. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am? Oh, that! I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know. Oh, just to the left from here is the gate with the camera that took that photo. It's my job to check the photos every day, you see. About the security camera. Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. I can tell when someone walks through. Sorry, I keep misclicking and missing stuff. Then it snaps a photo. Apparently it records the time when it takes a picture too. But I don't bother myself with those details. I just view all the photos on the computer over in the security guard station. I check them every day before going home, I do. This guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go here, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I seen go through here between 1 and 2:30 was Powers himself. The security camera got a good look at him, too. If he's not the one that did it, I don't know who is. Maybe it was you? Good one, Sonny. She thinks I was joking. Was the victim Mr. Hammer a popular actor? Oh, he was the biggest at the studio. Was? Past tense? Oh yes, he was great as the bearded samurai. That too, yes. He shone the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate, it's a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? That's not a lot to work with. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Hey, no touching! Heck. Looks like a studio van. They probably use it to carry around film equipment. I don't think there's anything useful to do here right now, which is unfortunate. Yeah. Oh, I can go to the employee area now. Nick! This is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Hey, look! There's Power's dressing room. No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around. Wow, that's super glamorous. There's a sign by the dressing room door. Little Powers. It must be neat to be the star and have your own room like this. A window into the dressing room. The glass is frosted, so I can't see inside. Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum. Huh. It's so normal. I was expecting some cool theme snacks or something. Popcorn, at least. Wait, look! Samurai soda! Nick, try this! Ladies first. The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on one of the plates, minus the steak. T-bone steak, that would have hit the spot. You just had a burger! Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. Is she the unknown daughter of Ron Swanson? There we go. There's a half-finished backdrop for a stage here. Looks like a castle. Probably Neo-Oldie Tokyo Castle. The metal grate on the drain here has been taken off. It's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through there, I bet. Yeah, if you snuck in that way, you wouldn't have to pay at the gate. Well, if you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right. Huh? Hey, I'm not a kid. I mean, you sort of are, though. It's like one of those electric-powered bicycles. I don't know about these. I mean, what's the point? Makes it a lot easier to go up hills. Don't people cycle to get exercise? People also cycle to get around. Okay, let's check out the dressing room. Power's dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping? Or at least, this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? He really is. He really is, Lizard. Right, and there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth for his sake. Let's look around. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies. Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger! Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets. How many stomachs does this girl have? There's a vast array of cosmetics here. It's time, Greg? What's it time for? Is it time for Greg to be cute? Oh wait, that's all the time. Ooh, this is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie. Nick, try this on. No. And how can you tell the name of a show just by looking at a wig? I kind of like samurai movies. Kinda. This must be Power's bag. Hey, don't open that. Look! An employee card key. This must be Power's. It says Studio One. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it. You mean borrow. This gave me weird nostalgia for I'm not quite sure what. There's some regular suits among the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. I'd say you were already wearing one, myself. Phoenix, so mean. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. I wonder what else is inside Powers' bag. Stop that! My partner, the thief in training. I think that's... it's not all I can look at. They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. You see my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it. Nice and sharky. It's locked. Looks like he doesn't open his window much. Guess it is kind of dusty outside. Okay, that's everything I got here, but the card key, importantly, will let me go to Studio One. The entrance to Studio One. This is where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Wonder if this card key we borrowed from the dressing room will work. It opened! Oh, right, we're in. She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here, and the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. They outlined where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looked like a helmet. Funny, I expected a spear stabbing would leave at least a few blood stains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Fuck, Maya! A step ladder is just a step ladder. Right, sorry. No, Bubbles. Apparently she never actually cared for her sister very much, because otherwise, yes. This should be triggering some horrible PTSD for her. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. Hey you, no touching that. Sorry, my partner is kind of, you know. You know? No, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers. WP, I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit. But Do what you can for WP, okay? He had never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. I don't know why. I just see her as being completely monotone. Don't worry. Leave it to us. Did you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes. I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Power... Wait, that's Phoenix. The employee area, that's where Power's dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. After eating lunch, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private. What kind of girl do you think I am? What kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. Sorry. So much for getting confirmation of Powers' alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry. I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue, a lead. Well, I don't know about that. But that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yes, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? But wait, if someone had come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks! That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. Penny is just so good. So you sensed that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yes, I think. I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. Nick, what about that security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. Let's see if there's anything more to examine. Looks like a backdrop for a stage. This must be used in the Steel Samurai show. Of course! That's the mountain, Neo Fujiyama. Doesn't the Steel Samurai take place in oldie Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fujiyama from there? Thank you, Nerf. Not oldie Tokyo, Nick. Neo oldie Tokyo. Oh, right. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. And look, a megaphone! A real life megaphone! Ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more troubled than I thought. What's this? That's for reflecting lights. They call it a reflecting screen or something like that. The assistant holds it during filming. Huh. What? Where's your enthusiasm for all things entertainment? Well, lighting is fine, but I'd want to be the director. Or maybe the Steel Samurai. I think she's being serious. Okay, let's head back and talk to mean old security lady.
What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face.
Sure, Jay. Have a good lurk. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 PM, correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times?
Sure as can be.
But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day.
What?
Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am?
Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me?
Ah!
Alright, you better tell me, and tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh?
We're just talking to the assistant in Studio One.
Her? She's not even a full-time employee. All you young'uns are like that nowadays.
I love the fact that it auto-scrolls her rants. She left. Oh. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Importantly, to check out the computer and get that photo. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with his computer. Yeah, maybe. Of course we should try it. What kind of dingbat says no to that? You know how to work these things, Nick? Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see, first I need the date of the murder. Looks like the camera turned on at 1 PM that day. 1. That's when the security lady arrived at the guard station. I believe it was 370. Maybe I got the number wrong. There are only 3 options. It's fine. 307. Hey! It printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Oh no, that's pretty convincing evidence. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? It's a picture of the Steel Samurai. Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something printed on the back. October 15th, 2 PM, photo number 2. What does that mean? That presumably means that there's a photo number 1. That's curious. The other photo has been deleted. Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said! Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. Are we done for today? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady? No, it's definitely Penny. This is actually a perfect opportunity. I'm gonna take just a 5-minute break. I need to get myself some water because it is very hot. So I'm going to put on some music for chat, and y'all can vibe for a little bit. BRB. Ooh woo, it me, I back. I hope everybody had a good vibe, had a good hydrate, had a good snack if you got snacks. And let us return to Phoenix Wright. (10 a.m., October 18th).
Court is in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer at Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact.
I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness.
Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court?
Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studio. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 PM on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see?
Oh, excuse me. Oh, that hurts so much. Oh, I'm sorry, chat. I could not mute in time. Oh, my fucking chest.
Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1.
I'm fine, Luca. I'm fine. It was just... that kind of snuck up on me out of nowhere.
This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 PM, the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 PM. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 PM. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again?
Should I listen to the whole thing again? No? I think I can probably remember that.
So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval.
Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see?
Understood.
Let's call the security officer to the stand. She's lying. She hasn't said anything, but she's already lying. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. There's a lot I don't like about that. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. So even when I was young... I love her rants. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness.
Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony?
No, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, see, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony.
She sure is one hell of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio.
You saw the defendant, then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. I don't think that's useful. Just gonna press her on some of these. A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there after noon? I had some errands to run that morning. Errands such as murder? What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor old Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I'm gonna see a Steel Samurai run-through too. Hey, but you saw who Steel Samurai ran through? Am I right? No, Maya, you're not laughing. Maya, laugh. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Thank you, Luca. And Nerf and Red Mage. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? How did you know that? Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard. Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. Nick, doesn't she seem like she's enjoying this a little too much? Windbags love gossiping about other people's misfortunes. Can't you get her kicked somewhere else? I need to press her on when she saw powers. So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny. Nick, this is your chance. Yep, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. Oh ho! But was it? Let me get this straight, old bag. Mrs. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly?
None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Oldie Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Yeah, I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss... Witness.
He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. Maybe because he's an old bag. Ha, got him.
However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Ha! Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. I love that Edgeworth is as shocked as Phoenix. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. Ooh, Luca, that's good. That's good, Luca. I approve. I'd like to know everyone would be so nosy. You should be ashamed, all of you. I love you too, Luca. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Thank you, Red Mage. I deserve it. Wait. That implies that I'm related to her. And since she is wearing a wedding ring, I'm incredibly concerned. Red Mage, what are you implying? Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good.
Let's hear about your proof, then.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So he had sprained his ankle? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. So Powers trip and fall. Broke one of the props. Press her on that. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. You better write this down in the court record. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Am I just repeating what she said? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. I don't think you can really see that. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at that picture again. So he was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot. See? And you didn't trust me, whippersnappers. Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg.
He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers.
Bed, Wed, Behead. Wendy Oldbag, Red, White, and the bellboy who signed the affidavit. Okay. Right off the bat, I am going to behead Wendy Oldbag. She's fucking terrible. I will marry Red White just for his money. And then, yeah, I'll fuck the bellboy. Like, I feel like he needs it, if nothing else. Dude's got so much pent-up sexual energy, he just needs a release. There's got to be more to this. I better keep pressing her. Correct, Luca. So I'm going to go and press her on every point. So apparently that's the thing to do. Whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up! Youth today, always whining that... Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the steel samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
Then what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. So Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the steel samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt. That's... That's a creepy thing for a grown woman to do to a grown man. Under almost any circumstances. Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. I've pressed her on that. I've pressed her on everything. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor?
Well, there's one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where is this steel samurai costume now?
Well, actually, We couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers.
I suppose that's right.
Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers.
The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Ham.
Red Mage, you cute.
We have to consider that possibility also.
Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
But that doesn't work, Zizzy. Because Phoenix is the one who's hurting. Phoenix is the one who needs a kiss to make it feel better. Time was 2:30 p.m. This is the one I want to press her on, because that was photo number 2. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody's suspicious looking, alright. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention... Are you sure you would have seen them? The witness has answered that question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. No, Sissy. Heartbroken. Windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Ah. Just curious about this photo. This might be a risk, but I think this is going to be my best bet because it's photo number 2. I'm just not sure this is the right place to present it. The previous one might be better. I'll try this one. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Oh, Luca, thank you for reminding me. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Ooh, You know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. Heck. But yeah, note that on the back of the photo are printed the words 2 p.m. photo number 2. I feel like at this point, being a security guard would pay much more reliably than Phoenix's current job. No, Greg. I'm thinking more like a cloaca. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end that says photo number 2. What the fuck? Where did Piccolo come into this conversation? Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? You know, you say that, Zizzy. I know eggs come out of his mouth. But we've never seen... His mouth is an egg hole. But a cloaca is also used for excretion and procreation. Yes, Luca, I fucking said it. I'm not taking that back. If you would like to clip it so that it will be known forever. No, you don't, Luca. You love it here. No, you see, here's my problem, Zizzy. You're not wrong. But the problem is, that implies his mouth is also used for excretion and procreation. Which means that Namex exclusively give blowjobs? Just a thing to remember. Thank you, Greg. I rather enjoyed it. I would like to try to get it to be watched by people other than the watch, but yeah, that's tough. But I enjoyed it, and I'm glad other people have enjoyed it. Yeah, they only have one gender, and that gender has a cloaca and presumably also a penis. There's no reason they can't still do blowjobs.
Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright.
I forget what's happening in the game. Something about a photograph? Oh, that title is very good, Luca. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Maybe someone with access. The security lady herself. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Oh, Zizzy. That's not an image I needed in my brain. Edgy boy, help! Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Dummy's doing very good. He's currently sitting on the windowsill looking out at the world. Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
That's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
Ah, I see. Your testimony, please.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I only just remembered it. Because I have a terrible, terrible case of short-term memory loss on account of I'm 412 years old.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. I go through the photos. Throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. I remember throwing out one photo that day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grace has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and... They're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. So, probably not the murderer.
Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studio that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy.
Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
Mr. Powers?
Yes?
Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio.
I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest.
So who was the steel samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The steel samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a steel samurai costume. So, where does this leave me?
It doesn't look good. You're the only one. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are you going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go.
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
Prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts.
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
Order? Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Alright, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. Unfortunately, the only person to accuse is the assistant. We know she was there. For a fact. And she wasn't necessarily in the employee area. She was moving around backdrops and things. Heavily armed child with a spear launcher is a possibility, Bubbles, but I feel like person who we know exists is slightly more likely. It was the assistant. The steel samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the steel samurai.
So, you're saying the steel samurai in the picture is really the assistant?
That's correct, Your Honor. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the steel samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Uh-oh, bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury. Oh, the assistant wouldn't have known about that. Shit. I did bad, chat. The assistant knew nothing of Mr. Powers' injury. She could look the steel samurai look with that costume, but she couldn't walk the steel samurai walk. She wouldn't have limped. I've got to say, in that photo, I don't see this as a limp. I just see a person walking, but whatever. That kind of takes the legs out from under that case. Well, it must have been the security lady then. Accurate, Nerf. Zizzy, I think they're like weird pants. It is weird. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldback. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning's injury. Maybe because they'd been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Wendy Oldback. What? Whippersnapper?
Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder.
Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume?
Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes II, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter?
The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. It's my move. Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. Press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. Why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too.
Indeed.
I did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure?
Oh, or is it to be nice to the kid and mean to your elders? Whippersnapper. I have proof.
Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder.
Do I? Oh, shit! The card key! Kid couldn't have got through to Studio 1. Take that! The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studio have a card key?
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy... What was her name?
Something Oldbag, Your Honor.
Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me! I'm talking. Oh great, stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh, you mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Oh my.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
There were some other people. Whomst? Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of the action scene without a director?
Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Well, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
I think I've already asked all my questions, but... Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag. And more information about these other people you have been told of.
I understand, Your Honor.
This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. The court is adjourned. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Aw, really, it's nothing. Oh, or should I... We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. It really is, Luca. So Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back then. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. I don't. She sucks. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right! We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
And that is the perfect place to save and end stream. thank you all so much for joining me. This has been so much fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Luca. I had an absolute blast. I always do with this game. Any raid suggestions? I'm happy to raid anybody today. I know Dither is live and Dither is doing a partner push, so that's an option. Chair is still playing, and I almost never get the chance to raid Chair. So he's definitely on my list. Any other suggestions? I'm not going to raid Luca. Correct. Niv, if you're still here, you mentioned... Oh, what was his name? Karibo something? Something Karibo? Because that might be interesting. Definitely worth looking at. If they're live, that is. They are live. Oh, and they're playing Phoenix Wright. I've never watched them before though, so I'm a little bit cautious. So let's rate Chair. Chair's a good lad. They deserve it. As I said, thank you so much for joining me. Having you all here is what makes this as much fun as it is. I will be live again tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern Time, hopefully if work doesn't destroy my body and soul, where I plan to be playing some Monster Hunter. Phoenix Wright returns next week Sunday at 2:30 Eastern Time. I'm very excited for it. And for the rest of my streams, you can check my schedule in Discord, or you can check out my schedule on Twitch. I try to keep them both up to date. I hope to see you all around in the future. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day going forward, whatever time zone you're in. And I will see you all around. Ciao.